All right. right, everybody. We are going to be getting started here in a second. Oh, I think, Shark, did you give me your chat?
I may not have, but I have it
Boom, boom, boom.
to give it to you. I think I gave it to you. But here it is again.
There we go. All right, while I finish getting things set up here, welcome everybody to our weekly show, Indie Inquiries, where each week we review indie game store pages and provide marketing advice for developers. If you are a developer working on an upcoming game or recently released and would like some assistance or guidance, please get in touch with either one of us. But as always, I am Josh Placer and my co-host from Nexus Games, Sharky.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Bleed Dummy. I think I messed that up. But yeah, I mean, we have some good-looking games today. You know, we might actually have a record beater today because I think all three of them are pretty solid today, aren't they?
We'll see. In terms of gameplay, yes, but store page and gameplay are often two different things.
Yeah, that is very, very true.
So we're going to be starting off with a game that I got a press key for. We played this earlier this week, and this is Hadeem Tactics. And while I was streaming, this developer was watching and taking notes of all the many ways I broke their game in the span of 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's patched it since then, because I bought it this morning and I got the clone card like you, and I was not able to completely break things. When you use a clone card, would your clones identical to the ones that you cloned?
Yes.
Nah, that's what they've done, because now when you use a clone card, they only get like 10% of the HP.
Well, they don't get full health. They should get all the buffs that come with it.
Well, didn't they get they got the no, I'm not talking about full health. I'm talking about didn't when you do it they got the current health that they were?
No, it was a percentage of the health, I believe.
Do you know what percentage it was?
No, not off the top of my head.
I'm sure there's a lot more that I'm pretty sure. If I remember right from the stream, you got the current HP of them, not the max, not a percentage. But now it's 10% of the current. So if they're almost dead at 10 HP and you hit them with the thing, then you only get 1 HP. But even if they have like 20,000 HP, you only get 10% of the current, I think is what it is.
All right, but we'll see what else. I'm sure they'll name a patch after me, the masochistic patch. But this was a game that definitely showed some potential in terms of its gameplay. And we're going to see how well the store page is working, because unfortunately the game is sitting at 43 reviews, which is not exactly where you want to be, especially about 2 weeks after launch.
It's not 2 weeks after launch, is it?
February 25th it came out, so maybe a little over a week.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so I am ready to show off the trailer if you are.
Yep, let's go with the trailer.
All right. It will load. We'll jump right into it. Cards.
That was a little bit slow section.
And you know, the challenge of anything deck building is how to make it look exciting.
The music sounds good, but it doesn't sound like really exciting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Into the call to action.
But then you have that black space at the last 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. It seems like they cut the video maybe 2 seconds too early there.
Yeah. or didn't clip it far enough.
Mm-hmm. I did like the cuts in the trailer. Like it kind of accentuated the music.
Yeah,
Not the worst trailer, but it's one of those that I think if you already knew the game, you would be excited about. But I don't know if it really sells somebody who doesn't know about the game clicking on the store page.
yeah, and I feel like the music was not. I mean, it wasn't bad music. I just didn't feel like it necessarily elevated the trailer. What about you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were a few points where like kind of like we heard like the boom noise, and it was kind of like timed to the combat, which I thought was nice.
Hmm.
But it didn't seem like it was like really, I think, matching the footage in a way. And again, like getting music to match like footage like this, that's incredibly difficult to do.
Hmm. Very. So we're ready to
Yeah.
look at the screenshots.
Yeah. And I would agree with you that at the where is it? 14-second mark, when they show like the first circle, Asphodel Meadows, I think they could have cut that. They just kind of seems like it like stops the momentum for 2 seconds.
Or if they keep it in, make it incredibly shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
All right. So let's see. Now, part of the challenge of this is that because of how the game looks, it may be a little tricky to tell which screens are in the game or which screens were in the trailer, and which ones were not. I know the shop one was not.
Yeah. As far as I know, none of them were.
Yeah. Well, maybe not counting the Inquisitor one. Number 5, I think. 3, yeah,
You
5.
think 5 was in there? Yeah, 5 was in there.
Yeah. You have the map, the Slay the Spire style map. And like we said on stream, I think the biggest thing that is going to hurt this game are the aesthetics.
Yeah. And I think the map is one of those things.
Yeah, it's too plain.
Hmm.
It, and let me see. I wonder. I want to see if I can find. I want to see if I can find the Slay the Spire page for a second. I want to see if they show the map as one of their screenshots.
Even if they don't, you could just look up the map.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't. All right. Let's see. Yeah, like you can see it like on my screen. Let's see if I can. I didn't really full screen it, but the map has like the symbols are a little bit more unique, and it's an actual map. It's not just like a gray screen. And
Yeah.
again, it has a legend on it too, which also helps. And I think it's still. I think getting a zoom and having some of the footage like zoomed in on some of the character details would help. Because I feel like this is like when it's zoomed out like this in these screenshots, it's just like a blur of units.
Yeah. And I think they have an issue with that in the game too.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of the screenshot of the hero, the fifth one? I feel I don't know if it's really doing anything for me.
I mean, what they're doing is they're showing off the
Mm-hmm.
whatchamacallit mechanic.
The hero mechanic.
You know.
I mean, in terms of like the content on these screenshots or thumbnails, I think it's good. Like you have the shop, you have choosing cards, you have the map, you have combat. They even threw one in of uh the event system at the end. But I think what's hurting them is that the overall aesthetic is lacking. So all these screenshots, they're showing the right content, but it's also showing the game, I think, negatively.
Yeah. And
You know, like,
Juan's asking me how I like the game. I mean, like, I haven't played it very much because I just got it this morning, and I've done two runs, one that failed absolutely horribly and one that I won.
mm-hmm.
I'm liking it, but I may run into the same issue I ran into with Slay the Spire, and that be, that I'm going to hit this wall at some point, and and it's going to bounce me off. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, I was never actually able to beat Slay the Spire, so maybe not.
Yeah,
I was able
and
to get to the final boss, I think, twice in Slay the Spire, but I was never actually able to beat it.
yeah, and I would say like the big thing again, like from a content perspective, these screenshots work like 100%. But if they do manage to get an art update to this game, every one of these needs to be replaced, I think.
Well, I think the key place where they need the most help in the art is the map.
Mm-hmm.
The Slay the Spire, select your node map.
Yeah,
They
it's just.
they need a legend on there. They need the
Mhm.
map to not be a single color besides a little bit of touches in the corners with
Yeah.
because I mean it seems like they were starting to make something really epic, with the stuff in the corners, but then they just stopped and just colored everything else a solid color.
Yeah. And definitely, and there's a lot of negative space that they could fill with a legend, with detail, stuff like that, or just have some kind of like fancier background.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like right now, I think the gold standard for this kind of system would be Monster Train.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like the event screenshot at the end. It's just text. Like there's no images to convey what's going on. It's just very plain.
Yeah, I think they have that issue. I think that's more of a game issue than a screenshot issue, but
Yeah.
I think they need an image or something there where there are events. And that's
Hmm.
probably something they're intending on adding in early access. And what I would say is remove that screenshot until you have it, and then put it
Yeah.
in.
The thing that I'm like noticing, like if you look at like their like UI screenshots, the shop one, select the unit upgrade one, like you have kind of like the main image in the middle, where the shop is, choose your unit.
Hmm.
Everything around it doesn't, I think, work. Like I think they're just using it's kind of like overlay over what's on the screen already. I
Yeah,
think one thing they could do to kind of add the oomph to this is have like a custom background for when you're selecting a unit when you're in the shop. And again, that's something very much like what they did with Slay the Spire.
yeah. Slay the Spire put in like that frog character, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He was on the side. Could put in a card shark. You know, that would work, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like again, like the third image, I think really speaks of this. Like you have the UI of the select the hero upgrade, but everything around it is just like blah.
Yeah, it just doesn't match.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue is there's a consistency issue, and the fact that you can still see all the other UI laid on top of it and it's covering up some of it, I think that's also something that they should
Mm-hmm.
hide. That should not be
Mm-hmm.
on top of this layer.
It should just be its own unique screen.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
with
All right.
no other UI put over top of it. And Pony says I should get good. As I think Slay the Spire needs to get good at not, you know, making a build that would absolutely crush the one I build, without telling me about it. I build one that's based around powers, and then the final boss is, hey, every power card you use, we're going to screw you over. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything but power cards, basically.
Well, then you're screwed.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
And that's the reason
Uh,
why I bounced off of it and why I don't play it anymore.
all right. So going down with early access. So it's going to be in there for 6 to 8 months. 400 plus cards, relics, units, all 6 levels. Let's see, final price reflecting amount of content.
I think they
Nice.
may need more than 6 to 8 months with the art.
Maybe. And I think the one thing that we've learned with whenever somebody gives an estimate about early access, 9 times out of 10, it's going to go over that. Let me see. What was that a comment? Beneb says, "What do you think about showcasing the shop with a lot of text in the store page?" Let's see. Hmm. I think if the UI and like just the overall page is like different or it pops to you, I think that's fine. I mean, again, if you look at something like the Slay the Spire example or the Monster Train example, there's a lot of information on those store pages, but the page is still aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't want big groups of text
Yeah,
or small text. It needs to be
yeah, like you
plenty
don't
well
want like
big
the
enough
whole
and
screen.
readable.
Yeah, like if you remember when I was playing Total War Three Kingdoms, and when I would hit that help button, just the whole screen is just covered in text. Don't do that as a store page screenshot. That is like the worst way to show your game.
Mm-hmm.
The fewer the words, the better, seems to be the general rule.
And make sure you break those words up.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm in the. Okay, so we have the early access roadmap. Here's a question for you, Shark. What do you think when developers have like a custom screenshot for their roadmap? Something like with Hadeem Tactics here.
And that's the first time I've ever seen it, so it's a nice extra bit of polish.
I think Legend of Keepers did it.
Did they?
Um, Yeah, and if there's been a few other games I'm failing to remember off the top of my head, but I do think this is a nice thing to put on your store pages. And again, this is for if your game's in early access. If your game's at 1.0, you don't need a roadmap like this.
Well, if it's a live service, you might need a roadmap.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so go down to about this game. We have 1 second. Okay, we have custom banner for the game, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Attacks the road like help your hero defeat. We have gifts breaking things up. We do different paths.
We got a custom banner for features that is uniquely different from the game.
Yep, and that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Step in the roll, create your best strategy, selection of characters. They're breaking up each section with blue text, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Selection of characters, each hero. I would
Put a
probably
GIF of selection of characters.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I would honestly, I think for this,
I would put a GIF on the dynamic maps too.
I would say a GIF for each one actually.
Yeah, unlockable artifacts needs a GIF.
Mysterious events, definitely.
Yeah. I don't know. They could probably get past without that one, but I would recommend to go with it.
I would say at least 2 more GIFs.
Yeah. I would,
And,
if you want to strike for the moon, which you should be all for.
mm-hmm.
And then the closing little banner thing they got at the bottom is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So how do they do on the links and stuff? They have a link to their Twitter, a link to their website.
All right, Twitter, website, good.
They have a
Genre, I think they could have
website.
used the roguelike or roguelite genre tag.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely should have used that.
Card Battler, Dungeon Crawler, roguelike tactical. Yeah, I think they could have used a few more of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, are you ready for a grade?
We didn't talk about the thumbnail.
Ah, let's go back up here. This is a tough one. I think readability wise, it's good. Again, like some of the ones we saw like last week and the week before, you could barely make out what the actual title is.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I feel like the art is their major stumbling block.
I don't think it's bad. It's in this context.
Mm-hmm.
I
The
think it's
detail in the Inquisitor is nice.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think the
Oh,
art works for the screenshot they have for the thumbnail.
not not the best, but not the worst we've seen.
Yeah.
I think that may kind of be a clue as to what my grade is going to be as well. But
So, looking at the thumbnail, what would you grade that as?
I would say maybe like C plus B minus for me.
Would you really?
It's nothing's like really like sticking out to me. Like it's not really like wowing me.
I would say like A minus B plus.
Hmm.
One's giving it a B minus.
I think Pony's giving like a giving everything a D here. Let's see. What about the trailer? I would give the trailer. I think like maybe this is tough. I feel maybe like B minus, maybe B for the trailer.
I
It's
was
not.
thinking B plus. B plus B.
It's definitely in the B range. I just don't know how high I would go with it.
Yeah. Screenshots. They did
For
include
what's
a lot more
here,
than the 5.
yeah, I would give it maybe BB plus for the screenshots. Again, we have to we gotta separate the art for the content.
Yeah. I would give it a B plus for the
Mm-hmm.
screenshots.
All right, store page itself or the about this game. I would give it. I would say maybe solid B, maybe a B plus for the about this game page.
No, I'd give it more than that because like this, everything they did here, they did right. They just
Mm-hmm.
didn't put enough gifs.
Yeah.
So I would say, probably like a B plus A minus
Hmm. Let's
because they didn't
see.
mess up on anything. They just didn't put as
Do
much as they should have.
yeah.
And
I do
then
like
for
the.
the tags and the websites and all that info over there, what do you say over there?
Uh, there are missing tags, but they do have old information. I would say B plus.
I would say B plus as well.
I do like Steam is already recommending all the other games I've owned: Slay the Spire, Darkest Dungeon, and Monster Train. Thank you. I've never heard of those games.
And you've never played them before either.
Mm-hmm.
You never played a rogue. What is a
Mm-hmm.
rogue?
Well, I think we'll find that out later. So, what would be the overall review for the store page?
Overall, I would give it a B plus.
I would give it maybe maybe B minus B for me.
All right.
Not again. Part of the issue when it comes to marketing is how things are being presented to the person. But what they have here structurally works, but at the same time, I don't know what's here is going to grab somebody's attention.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the issue. Again, one of the challenges of reviewing these pages is that you can have the most amazing game and present it horribly. Just as you can do everything right, but the game is just not there enough to hook people no matter how well you do everything else.
Yep. And sadly, this is not a record breaker for us because our record so far is at A minus.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. That's a one out of the way. We'll see the other two can compete.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move to Loop Hero, a game that Shark and I have been playing a whole lot of.
And also a game I bought this morning.
Hmm
I bought both of these games this morning.
And I am honestly surprised it only has 23 reviews so far.
Well, you got to consider that it just released like 3 or 4 hours ago.
Hmm
23, I think, is pretty decent for 3 or 4 hours.
All right. But let's take a look. So I think the thumbnail is amazing for this one. I think that just really pops. Love the logo for Loop Hero itself.
I think the logo lacks. The thing lacks because I think all of that is in the same art style as a map, and the map, I think the art suffers in.
Mm. And I would say though that readability is perfect for that logo.
Yeah, the
Like
readability
that
is really good.
just you're not going to confuse what that game is just by that.
Yeah,
All
but
right,
you're also not going to have any clue what the game is by that either.
true. All right, we have two trailers to look at this time. So are you ready?
Yep, let's go with the first one.
All right. Wait 1 second. I do like the motion of the trailer, like how it's like coming in at you.
Yeah.
We have quotes from YouTubers. You better have a quote from me from the Continuum. I can't, will Josh get good at this? Or this game is pay to win, game wisdom.
They definitely go for a retro style with this trailer.
Yeah, especially with the music.
And just all the effects and everything they're overlaying with the video.
Presentation is good. My only concern is that if I was somebody new looking at this, I would have no idea what the hell is going on with any of these screenshots or with any of these trailers.
Yeah.
Also, if you look at the 58-second mark, they actually have like the Loop Hero logo on there. I think that's a much better logo than what's on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
With the lich at the top and these characters over here.
Yeah, I think this would have made a better thumbnail.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. You're scary. Yeah, that's I think that's like a first for this show, that the logo in the trailer is better than the logo on the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like the more I look at this stands out a lot more than what's on this thumbnail.
Yeah, you can look at them side by side, and it's like, whoa, that is way better.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like the one in the trailer. I do not particularly like the one they used.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's look at trailer number 2.
There are many
stories
in our past. Many interesting, but most untold. And though they may be forgotten one day, there will always be others to rise from the void. Stories of wandering.
So this one's living a lot faster pace.
Yeah.
Stories about terrible battles in strange lands. Both glorious victories and bitter defeats. Loop Hero, coming soon.
I think I think the second trailer may be better than the first. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, I feel like the second trailer should have been the first.
Yeah, I agree.
And you often want like the more like kinetic trailer to be your first one. You want the one that's really gonna pop to somebody's eyes.
Yeah, and I think that first trailer or the second trailer is a lot better than the first.
Yeah, I think part of the problem, there's two problems with the first one. it's on the slower side, and they dedicate a lot of time to people, the reviewers, the YouTubers who played it,
Mm-hmm.
where that time could have been spent, showing people more of the game.
Yeah.
Both trailers aren't bad from a production standpoint, but I think the second one is just better at showing this game off.
I think the first one has a lot more work put into it, a lot more
Mhm.
polish. But I think for a game trailer, the second one is better for the main trailer.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's take a look at some of these screenshots. I don't think these screenshots were used in the trailers. Definitely not the one where it says choose a new trailer. I know I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything so far that was in the trailer.
Yeah, got a lot of screenshots. And yeah, I think I would agree with you that the map and just like the general like screens itself are like the weakest showings for this game. Like it shows like you look at the final screenshot where it shows like your settlement, you have like this level of detail in the middle and then nothing around it. And I know the nothing is part of the game, but it kind of looks like it's unfinished in a way.
Yeah. No, it is unfinished, but that's part of the game.
I know. The game story is hurting the marketing for the game here.
Yep.
But screenshots themselves, I would say, are good in terms of what they're showing. You have the full game, you have the combat.
Well, that's the thing, Pony. They couldn't have filled it with terrain because that's the story. Is the terrain and everything else is gone into the void.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to, as the player, have to place the terrain, place the buildings, build everything up.
Mm-hmm.
You're rebuilding the world. Basically, the story of the game is that basically everything that exists got sucked into a void and there was only black. Mm-hmm. And then somehow your character is able to escape from that, and then his memories start repopulating the world, and you fight through and you unlock things, you get more things, and you place them out and you rebuild the world.
Yeah.
One tile at a time.
Yeah, and I would agree with what Pony said there about like you want to avoid just one solid color and that's it. Like you can put a little shading in there, you can have maybe something like in the transparent behind it. Like
what they could have done was maybe add some kind of cool like void effect behind there.
Yeah, something very subtle. Because it's the same issue we had with Hadeem Tactics. That when you look at, if I go back over here for a second, like if you look at the map screen for Hadeem Tactics, it's just like a very generic gray behind the map screen, or just black, maybe like a little bit of fire effects for some of those other screens. Like you want to avoid like that kind of just like very generic look.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are you ready to go down to the about this game?
Yep.
All right. This is not a good about this game page.
They have a publisher called Devolver Digital.
I don't know who they are.
What is Devolver doing here?
Yeah, like there's only one good thing they did, and it's not even the best thing. Is have the categories or each paragraph having its own, like the bolded font.
Yeah,
but it's not blue. And this would be a game where GIFs would be really good, especially to show off more of the character art.
Mm-hmm. Especially the battle ones. Because that's where the art really excels in this game. Because, like, some parts of this game the art really lacks in, and other parts it really excels in, and it's weird. But the characters and the battles where it excels. For sure. And, yeah. Would like to see some of that and in GIF form and all this other stuff down here.
And again, each section, especially for a game like this, should have a GIF.
or at least several.
Mm-hmm. Like show somebody like moving cards around or selecting them on the card selector screen. Show a settlement like building up over time. Show a boss fight. Show just like the character attacking or being attacked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say they could do a lot better, but I would say they could, rather than they could do a lot better, is they could do something. Because there's a whole lot of nothing here.
Yeah. And then if we look at the description of the game, no roguelike tag, which is surprising. No developer info here as well.
It's their working website.
That's always a good... Okay.
There's no Twitter, no nothing besides the website.
Yeah. So, as I was saying like 5 minutes ago, this is a case where we have an amazing game and a very, well, mostly subpar store page.
Mm-hmm. It's the void. It's thematic.
Mm-hmm.
The about this game was sucked into the void.
Mm-hmm.
What they should have done was just delete all this and put the void.
Mm-hmm.
And ended it with that.
All right. So there really isn't a lot to review here, which also is going to impact our grade.
Mm-hmm.
So the thumbnail, again, I think the logo in the trailer is better than this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. Where there's detail, I think it looks good, but I don't know.
I would say this thumbnail is like a B+.
Yeah, I would say solid B or B+ for me. If they would have used the one that we saw in the trailer, I think we've gotten at least, I would say maybe a solid A.
A+.
Yeah.
Probably if they use that one.
All right. I would give trailer 1.
As trailer 1?
B-, maybe B.
Yeah. I think trailer 1 as a secondary trailer would be an A. A-, something like that. Maybe even an A+, I don't know. But like as trailer 1, yeah, it's absolutely a B.
Yeah.
A little B.
Trailer 2, I would give it maybe B+, maybe an A for me.
I would give trailer 2 an A or A-. But if it was the first trailer, I would still give it that, and I would rate the other one higher.
Yeah.
Screenshots? What do you say about the screenshots?
I think I would give it an A. They hit all the major points in the game. They're all unique.
Yeah, I would give it an A+ for the screenshots.
All right. And then the about this game, I think you may get like a D.
Maybe a D+.
D+. Because there is nothing here.
Yeah, well, actually, I would go with the D. Because, I mean, they did manage to break down stuff into categories. They did manage the bold text, but that's all they managed.
Yeah. Oh, let me see what Pony is saying there. He's saying there's like a nebula effect. I think I saw that in that first. Yeah, like you see like kind of like the...
Which trailer?
Like very subtle, like in the background of the first trailer.
Which we're at?
All throughout, kind of like the clouds in the background.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I would agree with you on that.
Was he talking about putting that in the void?
Yeah. So it's not just black.
I mean, it would work for the trailer. I don't think it would work for the game, though. I mean, it's doing it right here in the trailer.
So, what would be the review for the entirety of this?
The entire page. I mean, they got the more important stuff better, and they got the less important stuff worse.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like, I would give this maybe a B minus.
I was thinking like C plus B minus too.
Yeah. And, it's sad that Devolver is like this because, Devolver is a publisher and should be, making sure these pages are A pluses. Because they have the manpower, they have the knowledge to do it,
Yep.
but, they're not. And, I feel that's a failing on side of the publisher.
Mm-hmm. Just like with the Morkrid example too.
Mm-hmm. But we've noticed a theme, when it comes to published games, that they tend to have really bad store pages or lackluster store pages. They seem to have a decent trailer, and that's about it. Decent to good trailer, and everything, decent to good thumbnail, and everything else is just lackluster, even if it exists. And and we've looked at AAA games, and they've ended up being the same way, kind of thing.
And again, to like Pony's comment there, it's that case of the name of the publisher is trying to carry the weight of the marketing, just as the same way as the name of the way of the AAA developer carries the marketing.
Yep.
Blizzard just has to say the words Diablo 5 and 10 million copies will get sold.
Yep.
All right.
Even if they say China right before that.
It may knock off what, like 5 sales?
Yeah.
All right. And I think I am ready to move on to our third and final game.
Well, so far it's not looking good to break our record.
All right, so we have Revita. This was a game that I played last night on our indie showcase. Hey, there you go, Shark. Pony's doing some marketing for you. All right, so we're kind of in a roguelike mode, I guess, this week.
What is a rogue?
What's a roguelite?
What's a roguelike?
What's a roguelite like?
What's a like? What's a like?
All right, well, I think let's take a look. So, thumbnail?
Very bad, I think. It's not horrible, but
something about the coloring is like bothering my eyes. It looks like a little too saturated.
Yeah, it's too saturated. It's the colors are not opposite of each other on the color wheel because like I know what they're going for. They're going for opposites, which is like blue and orange. But this is purple and orange, and it does not work.
Yeah.
They needed to go blue and orange, not purple and orange.
Just staring at it, like long as I stare, I can feel my eye starting to get like a little strained.
Yeah. And the new release at the bottom, that is way too big. Way too much orange.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a look. Oh, we have 3 trailers this time.
Tripling up. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's start.
So this is it's just like the intro here.
Story trailer. And it's starting out so slow, but polished.
Yeah.
And that's not a good idea for your first trailer.
Yeah. The music, I think, does kind of like match like the aesthetic that they're going for.
Yeah.
I still feel like these screenshots are just, or the footage is just way too zoomed in on the camera.
I don't think so. Not for a trailer, anyway.
For the gameplay, that's another story. I feel like this is a little long. They could have probably shortened the first part maybe by like 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Or speed it up a little bit.
I'm seeing this more of a pretty good second trailer, but not a good first trailer at all.
Yeah. It ends with a call to action, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I think as a first trailer that really fails, but as a second trailer, I think it's pretty dang good.
All right. Let's take a look at trailer number 2 then.
But it's not a second trailer.
Alright, so this one just kind of like jumps right into it.
Also better for a first trailer.
I feel like the music doesn't match as well as the first one.
Yeah.
But I think this one's a little bit more
first trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
I like the custom art, or when they have like the text, and it's like, you know, a unique look to the text for like each section. Shows off a boss fight, which is good. Oop. Shows off a character dying. Again, a little bit on the long side.
Yeah.
But I think this is a better first trailer.
Yeah, absolutely better first trailer. But they needed a better song in here. If they shortened it up, changed the songs out, this would be a really solid first trailer.
Mm-hmm. I like the end, like when they go to the title screen graphics too.
Yeah. I think it'd have been if they replaced that music and, made it a little bit faster, I think that would have been an ideal first trailer.
Yeah. Alright, and now we have trailer number 3. So this is going for another slow one.
There's that way.
Alright, so they're showing like the live, die, repeat. Not bad. I think the second trailer is the best of the first.
Yeah. Or at least best for the first trailer.
It's picking up. I think it's funny, like, the music for the first trailer I think is the best, but it has like the weakest footage.
It's got more story. I think if they took the song from the first one, put it in the second one, and shorten the second one up, that'd be their best trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first trailer.
I like the call to action at the end of the third trailer.
Yeah. That's a really good call to action.
Mm-hmm.
Call it custom one.
So all 3 trailers are okay. They are, I think, a little bit on the long side. Again, a good trailer is like between 30 to 48 seconds.
Yeah. And the shorter the better, basically.
Yeah.
And if you're going to put it on YouTube, you probably want it 29 seconds or less.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Looking at the screenshots, I think I've seen some of these in the. I know
Yeah.
I've seen several of these in the trailer. I think I might have seen all of these in the trailer.
Could be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen all of these in the trailer.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's not one with a boss in this as well.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there is not a single screenshot in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, we have 3 different trailers that we're drawing footage from as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So trailer-wise, I would. What do you think? The first one maybe CC plus,
Oh, we're grading already before we go down to the pod.
or well, I thought we were looking at each section. Or you want? Oh, we'll say that for later. Let's see. All right. Early access just mentions 7 to 9 months. Full version, EA build. Gradually raise the price. We have a Discord. Okay.
Do they link the Discord?
Wait, I thought they did. No, that's just the publisher.
No, I mean, do they link the Discord
No.
where they're talking about the Discord? I don't see that.
No, let's see. Is it at the bottom of the about page? No, it's not.
They should have put a link to their Discord in their early access thing when they're talking about it.
Yeah.
So about this page now?
Sure. All right. I like okay, we have custom banners, which are nice.
Yeah.
Custom gift banners. which
Yeah,
are
that's what I was about to say. Custom gift banners that animate and have, add to your wish list there popping up.
I like the little effect when they click on the actual add to your wish list there
Mhm.
too. So that's
great.
that's really nice.
Yeah, that is a top tier banner right there.
Yeah. Ooh, the second one is also really nice. Like these are some really great gifts. Like this is like A plus tier, I think, for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Change
And
health, unique runs.
this is looking like an A plus about this page.
Mm-hmm. Infinite unique powers. You have all the symbols and they're rotating around, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Tweak your game. Yeah, whoever did the banners for this, like they definitely get a 4 stars or 5 stars from me.
Yeah, whoever did this about page.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Because I think this is the A plus about this page.
Yeah.
This is what you want to aim for in your
Yeah.
about this page.
Yeah. Other than just adding in like a link for the Discord, I don't think there's like anything I would really change.
Yeah, but I would add that into the early access part where they're talking
Yeah.
about it, not the about this page.
Mhm.
Although I would probably add it here too, and put a little section on it about join the Discord,
The only thing that I would say is missing from this would be like an early access roadmap, GIF, or an image.
Yeah. I don't think that's necessarily needed, but the more you can give, generally the
Mhm.
better.
Yeah.
As long as you don't run out of stuff and you start duplicating stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that's when it doesn't add. But when you're still putting out new stuff, the more the better.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's quality.
Yeah. All right.
Their thing. They have a Twitter. They have a website. They did not
They have a
select
lot of
road as their tags.
Yeah. No roguelike tag. But they do have the most genre tags out of all the ones we've seen today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Early access, a Shoreline Dungeon Crawler. Okay. This could be a tough one in terms of how high it goes. So let's see.
I don't think it's going to be that high. Because while they did sit there and absolutely crush it about this page and do pretty good on their, links and everything, links, tags, all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
they really screwed up on their thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
And the trailers are not all that good. And they're not the greatest trailers.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the thumbnail, I don't know. I think I would give it a C for me.
I would give it a D minus, or not a D minus, a D plus.
C minus, I think, for me. The problem is that the new release is just it's just clashing with with the thumbnail itself, and the thumbnail itself, the art is just very hard on your eyes. Like I would have honestly suggested, like if you look at the end of each one of their trailers, where they show like the guy on the left and the tower on the right,
Yeah.
like I would have made that the thumbnail for the title.
Yeah, that would have been a far better thumbnail. Way better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Worlds better.
So trailers themselves, again, we have 3. The second one, I think, is clearly the best of the 3.
Yeah, if the second one was the first one and had the good song that was in the actual first one, and it was a little bit shorter, it'd be an easy 8.
Yeah.
But since it's at the second trailer, it has that lesser songs, you know, like it's. I would give the trailers as an overall score. You know, they did do 3 trailers and everything. They just all lacked. I would give the trailers, I don't know, a B.
I would say that like B minus for me.
Yeah.
They're not bad trailers. Like with a little bit of editing to them, I think they could really pop.
Yeah.
Now the screenshots, again, they're all from the trailers.
Yeah, that's an F minus. Because there's there's no screenshots.
It's not the most important part of the page, but it is still part of the page.
It's the third most important.
All right. So scroll down. About this game section, I think that's an A+. That is just
maybe we should clarify on what's most important, kind of thing. The number one most important thing is the thumbnail, because without the thumbnail, you do not get to the store page.
Yeah, and that, like when we were doing our weird games segment on our Sunday show, the first thing that kind of determines whether or not we're even clicking on your game is a thumbnail. And what we've often found, and unfortunately this seems to be the case, if your thumbnail is bad, usually means the game is bad. And it may sound like we're being very conceited or vain there.
I mean, we kind of are, but we're being vain and conceited because that's how consumers are. Because we know that's what matters. Because that's how consumers act.
When you see like a generic thumbnail where the text is, you can't even read the text, most likely if you failed that, it means that the art is failed as well. And the art is bad, usually means the gameplay is bad. It's just basically what we've seen with a lot of stuff is just like a cascading effect.
Yep, that's the reason why aesthetics is so important in your game. Because if you screw up the aesthetics, you screwed up your trailers, you screwed up your thumbnails, you screwed up your thumbnail, you screwed up your screenshots, you screwed up your about this page, you screwed up everything at that point on your store page. And also, you screwed up, contacting any, YouTubers or whatever to stream your game. You screwed up any journalist wanting to cover your game. You screwed up, any, Screenshot Saturdays that you go to. You screwed up any postings on forums. You screwed up every bit of your marketing if your art is not on point.
Yeah.
And that is truly sad, but it's truly true. But yeah, it's the thumbnail. Well, you gotta have art that's good first, and then it's your thumbnail, and then it's your trailers, and then it's your screenshots, and then it's your about this page. And
basically, it's from top to bottom. Yeah. So the general idea is that the second somebody sees something that repulses or de-attracts them, they're clicking off your page. So if they look at your thumbnail and they think, "Oh my God, this looks horrible,"
they ain't even clicking on your page to begin with,
or they're not exactly. Then they're going to go to your trailer. Okay, this trailer looks horrible. Then why would I want to look at anything else? I'm clicking off. Then to the screenshots, and then to the about this game.
Yeah.
And this is often why the most things that are very important for your game need to be as high up on the store page as it can.
Mm-hmm. But when we go down to the About This page, that is a clear A+.
Yeah, definitely the best I think we've seen, I think, on the show.
Mm-hmm. Really amazing store page, or About This game page.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a shame that they really screwed that up with the thumbnail and the trailers and the screenshots. The most important areas. They got the fourth thing golden, but the top three they did a big oof.
I feel like part of the problem of this game is that the art feels to be just like mismatched all over the place. Like the art for the title thumbnail doesn't even match the art of the title screen thumbnail, which I think is clearly superior.
Mm-hmm.
And then the title thumbnail or the title screen art doesn't match the in-game art.
I'm betting they hired a different artist for those.
Hmm. Yeah. And the thing that I find very interesting as somebody who's played the game, a lot of these screenshots are more zoomed out than is actually play the game itself.
Hmm.
And playing the game with it zoomed in, it really becomes hard on your eyes. It's kind of hard to keep track of everything.
Hmm.
Like if you look at the fourth screenshot with the offer hearts, that is far more zoomed out than it was when I played it in game.
Hmm. So what
Like
would you say for this overall grade?
Hmm.
They aced the one section that matters, one of the least mattering,
Mm-hmm.
and they really goofed, some of the most important ones. I would say this gets, and it's going to sound harsh, a D minus.
Hmm. I was thinking maybe. I was thinking maybe like C minus for me.
You think so?
Again, it's D plus C minus range. I just don't think this
I'll
thumbnail
upgrade
is
mine to a
attractive.
D. A D, from a D minus to a D.
Mm-hmm.
And go with a solid D.
Because they did few things really really well on this,
But those are
but
the
the
things that
parts that
matter the least.
matter exactly.
Because pretty much nobody's going to see that, because a lot of people aren't going to get that far.
Yeah, I feel like if the thumbnail was better, it would pull the whole page up dramatically.
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to give it, I think, in the D range, but I don't want to give it like a higher score. I think like C minus C for me is where I'll stand.
I'm going with. Uh, I'll give it another upgrade. D plus. That's my final.
As far as it'll go.
That's my final. D plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so again, for developers watching, this about this game section, that I think is going to be the new gold standard for what we'll be reviewing.
Yeah, that is the best about this page we have seen on this show.
Mm-hmm.
This is the about this page to beat.
Yes.
However, this thumbnail, if you don't beat it, you're in bad shape.
Yeah. And I think, ironically, because despite our complaints about the art and such, I think Hadeem Tactics may have had like the most solid of the thumbnails.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I like the thumbnail for it. I
Mm-hmm.
think it worked. I don't think it was the best. I think I said it was at A minus.
Mm-hmm.
You gave it like a B something.
It's again, it's very hard when there's so many different areas and how they all intersect.
Yep. But
Yeah.
the thumbnail and name get you to the store page.
Mm-hmm.
The store
The
page
trailer.
gets you to the trailer
Mm-hmm.
because Steam puts trailers on autoplay unless you turn that off. The trailer gets you into the thumbnails or the screenshots rather. The screenshots get you into maybe the early access, but you may skip over the early access and go right down to the about this page
Yeah.
about the
And
game, and then they may take you to the website or Twitter or whatever they have over here.
mm-hmm. And unfortunately, what I think will probably end up happening is that once word gets out about Loop Hero, I think it's going to vastly overtake Revita. Because right now, Revita has more reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically just came out one day beforehand. Because ultimately, the parts that Loop Hero did worse aren't as important as the parts Revita did better.
Yep. And also, I'm sure Loop Hero is probably going to turn into a hype store.
Mm.
Yeah,
It already has a review, I think, from Vice gave it one. So
because
word is definitely getting out about it.
Loop Hero, like of the three games, has the best gameplay and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems set, even though like the store page lacks and everything. It seems set to be hype city. It seems to
Mm-hmm.
be set to bring in like YouTubers and all this other stuff like Untitled Goose Game,
Mm-hmm.
what's it called? The
Valheim game?
Valheim, yeah, and
Among
the
Us.
what was
Fall
the
Guys.
story one? Uh,
What?
the story one where you made choices?
Walking Dead?
No, new, newer.
Mm,
You played it on stream not too long ago. And by not too long ago, I mean probably about the time the pandemic started, a
oh,
year
yeah,
ago.
you mean. You think I remember that far back? Eh.
It was the one that was all the hype, and it has the $40 price tag.
Oh, Disco Elysium?
Yes, that one. So you do remember that far back.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just played that one like 4 or 5 months ago.
But you played it before then too.
Yeah, for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I'm talking about the first time you played it. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
about the second time, man. But yeah, I mean I think it has the chemical formula of those,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that it has a you know decent chance of blowing up in that way.
I am surprised, though, that given the fact that it has those big name reviewers, or big name YouTubers like giving quotes, and I know they've played it. I've seen, YouTube's giving me all their recommendations. I've seen them play this game. That the initial burst of reviews wasn't higher.
Yeah. Well, I mean they did release like 3 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
People normally put 2 hours into a game before they review it.
Mm-hmm.
Where they have almost as much as the other game that released a few minutes ago. They released like 2 hours before the cast started. Where the other one released a day or so before the cast
Mm-hmm.
today. So like you got to consider that there was yeah, they're too busy playing to write one exactly. Pretty much. I think when we get 2 or 3 hours from now, I think that review number will be vastly higher. I'm betting it won't be at 30, but it'll be at
Oh,
like 60, 70, 80. 100.
Actually, I was right. It's now bumped up to 126 in the span of the last hour.
See, I told you.
Mm-hmm. Something tells me Revita probably didn't get boosted in that last hour.
It might be at 31.
Nope.
No, they're still at 30.
Yeah. And so there we go. So most likely, I think Loop Hero is going to break 1,000 reviews.
Oh yeah, I don't know about today, but maybe today. I think that Revita is already set in its course. I think Hadeem Tactics is pretty close to set in its course. But if they upgrade that store page and therefore the art in their game to be able to up their store page and whatnot, if they do that and they redo their store page and everything and they follow what we did, and since we know one of the developers, one of the two supposedly, because apparently it was him and one other, I think it's a female. I wonder if that's his wife. But apparently it's a two-person dev team kind of thing, and it looks really, really amazing for two people.
Yeah.
And it's not these fake two people, like we had with the Ninja Gaiden one, where it was a solo developer with like 20 people, 20, 25 people names in the credits. Kind of thing. This is legitimately two people.
All right, but I think we can wrap up this week's show here. So, unfortunately, we have not found a game to beat our high standards of an A- yet.
Yeah.
Will your game, if you're watching this, ever compete? If you want us to review it, be sure to get in touch with us. You can follow me on Twitter at GWBicer. You can join our respective Discords, and there are links to everything down below.
Yep, and both his video and my video have links to all the Discords, each other's YouTube, because there's two different YouTube channels that you can watch this on, and both have different experiences. And you can follow my YouTube channel for and Discord and all that stuff, and find out about my game that eventually we'll review on here. We reviewed my last game on here. Do you remember what my last game got scored as?
I think it was in like the C range, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was too. I think it might have been a regular C. Because I don't think it got into the C plus range. But it was, something where it could really easily be put into the A- range, I think. But didn't. But you can come over there and see Neon Continuum as I work on it. Every Friday I do a dev stream where you get to see me work and ask a lawyer, Josh.
And make sure to tell Char that the game is pay to win during his stream.
Yeah.
Because he needs to get prepared for that. Just spam it in his chat like as soon as you sign on.
Yeah, that would be more activity than what I did now.
But again, if you like what we said, if you are a developer and you need help or want some advice, please reach out to us. We do these shows live Thursday, starting around 3:30 ET. If you're interested in our thoughts on game design and game dev in general, you can catch the Safely Extreme podcast Sundays around 4:30 ET.
And as a bonus for the people who are watching my stream, they get to see this.
Oh no!
This is my current save file with a max evasion of 75%.
Sharky's just trying to break the game, just like I broke Hadeem Tactics.
Yeah, I think that at one point I had like a 80, 90, percent, but it maxed out at a 75. I was like, dang it.
And in terms of like me playing roguelikes or deck builders, I think I own every one of these games that's recommended except for like 2 or 3.
Hmm.
The hell is that one?
What is it, Tony?
All right. But we will wrap things up for this week's show. Come back for daily discussions on game design here and on game wisdom, where is in the art and science of games. And until next time, have a great day.
See ya.